can lessen the quality of care that is available to people. Can you respond to that sort of critique as an advocate for universal access?
Which brings me to the first part of my plan. To immediately increase the supply of oil. Our prices are rising because of Putin's action. There isn't enough supply.
So everybody, Democratic lawmakers are finally coming together to propose a new brand new Ford stimulus check, $1,400 stimulus checks, everybody. Democratic lawmakers are finally coming together to propose a brand new Ford stimulus check. Now this stimulus bill, everybody, is coming from Nancy Pelosi and some members of Congress like the Democrats. And this bill will help move towards approving more crisis relief funds to help people during this time. Now due to soaring prices, Americans are expected to spend $2,000 more on gasoline this year over last year. That staggering number came after lawmakers looking for ways to lessen the pain at the pump. The latest state to put forward new stimulus relief money is California.
We're going to reward them with a tax increase. I just finished my 5th 20-county tour across the district, held a telephone town hall last night. There is a clear, consistent theme from my constituents, what I'm hearing on the ground, what I heard on that last night, and that is the concern about rising prices. So whether it's farm repairs, farm inputs, the price at the pump for gas, the increases in everyday goods like groceries, bacon, milk, working families are struggling right now to continue to put food on the table, and that is largely because of the administration's policies. And we know increased federal spending is driving up these costs, and yet the president's budget request proposes $73 trillion in spending over the next 10 years with a projected $14 trillion impact on the deficit. That's a tab that is up to the next generation to have to pay. We're leaving that for them. Inflation today is at 7.9%, the highest it's been in 4 decades, and yet the president's budget plan assumes inflation will only be 2.3%.
Registered vehicle owners and individuals, and they'll be eligible to receive up to 2 payments. Now, gas prices, as we all know, are among the highest in California. According to AAA, the average price per gallon in the state was at $5.87 per gallon. Drivers in California agree that, on average, spend around $300 in gas taxes per year. So I definitely agree that Congress should take immediate action to get money directly into the pockets of people, especially the ones who are facing higher gas prices. Now, right now, there is no income cap to qualify for the California gas stimulus check. The eligibility is based on vehicle registration and not tax records. You will see some of your raise disappear as a result of higher premiums. Now, there is another change related to taxes. So when you sign up for Social Security benefits, you can elect to have taxes taken out of your check. So you don't have to worry about paying estimated taxes to the IRS. You have a choice of either asking the Ssdi to withhold 7 to 22% of your monthly benefits, and you're having taxes withheld on a percentage basis. The SSA, the Social Security Administration, that is, take a little bit more of your money every single year. But the unfortunate reality is that more retirees each year get affected by federal taxes on their Social Security benefits. This happens because the thresholds at which benefits become taxable are not adjusted due to inflation each year. As incomes naturally go up, more people end up with benefits above those thresholds that are frozen in place. Now, since the COLA was so large this year, and since many retirees may end up taking more money out of their savings to cope with the rising prices, this could be an even bigger issue for seniors. So if your provisional income is likely to go above the thresholds, you need to plan for the added taxes that you're going to owe. But there's a new bill that was just proposed. Lawmakers are trying to pass a bill that they say would attract more retirees to the state of New Mexico. House Bill 48 would repeal the existing tax on Social Security benefits. One of the last bill's sponsors is Representative Rebecca Dow. She says that New Mexico is only one of the 13 states to tax those benefits. The representative says the last fiscal report showed it would cost the state around $70 million to eliminate the tax.
Good afternoon. Please have a seat. It's so good to be with you all. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Ms. Joyce, I want to thank you for that introduction. You know, I had the honor of visiting her shop earlier today, and it took me back. I shared with her, you know, my mother would make our clothes often. She would make, I remember in particular, a couple of very fancy dresses she made. And going to the shop, I saw those fancy dresses that Ms. Joyce was making. I thought, it really took me back. And I know what it means to have a place like that in the community where you can go and where families go and where it is intergenerational in terms of the families that are impacted by the work that happens in places like that. So I want to thank you for allowing me to visit with you today and to visit your store. Mayor Eric Simmons, where are you? I know you're here. There you are. I want to thank you for welcoming us, so warmly welcoming us. The mayor met me on the tarmac as I landed, and I thank you for the warm welcome in your role of leadership. It is good to be in this beautiful place, and so good to be here, of course, with Chairman Benny Thompson. Where is he? I will tell you, he is a true champion for the people of this state, and I didn't dare make this trip plan without checking in with Benny Thompson to seek his advice and approval. But I will tell you, in all seriousness, I have seen him over the years, during the time that we have worked together, in the halls of the Capitol, in these very ornate rooms in our United States Capitol, sometimes when the cameras are on, sometimes when the cameras are off. He is the same person always. He is always fighting for the people of Mississippi. Always. And I've had the pleasure of seeing him twice this week because, or last week actually, because we were at the White House together when the president signed into law the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act. Yes. Which was a step toward finishing some unfinished business. Also here with us today is the great Bill Bynum, the CEO of Hope Credit Union. And Mr. Bynum, as you know, has helped connect so many people in Mississippi and across the South with the opportunity, and yes, with hope, to be all they can be. And I shared with a couple of folks earlier, I did check in with him, actually after we first came in office, because this has been a very long-standing area of focus and priority for me, which is to support our small businesses. And I'd been hearing for years about the work of Bill Bynum, and so checked in with him at the very beginning. And he told me at the very beginning, during the height of the restriction COVID, so we couldn't really travel, and he said, well, Madam Vice President, if you really want to see what's going on, you come to the Mississippi Delta. So here I am. So here I am. And so Greenville is a city